Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to MJC Sports YouTube channel. Back with week 11, I believe. Yeah, week
Yeah,
11.
sounds right. Sounds
Week,
right.
man, weeks have been flying by. Max, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. It was not a pretty game, but the Eagles got the dub. Sunday Night Football was good. Liked it. I don't know. How would you feel? I mean, it's like
um,
AJ Brown said, you can't keep band-aiding up the offense with a win. It still sucks.
yeah, I do feel like the Lions came out to play. I think that was part of it. Like their defense. I
Yeah,
think their defense played really good.
think so.
Um,
Kelvin Shepard might be a hot commodity this offseason.
yeah, 100%. But look, if I would to describe this weekend, what I seen, it was defense. I thought there was a lot of good defense going on this weekend. Um, Specifically the Eagles, the Rams and Seahawks. I felt like put on a clinic today with defense. Um, Fantastic games. Chiefs and Broncos. There was a bunch of great defensive efforts in that game. So all the way around, Jags put on a great defensive performance today against the
Yeah.
Chargers. But
Yep.
look, I do want to stick on Sunday Night Football, and I got a good way to transition into the next thing that I want to talk about. But Lions and Eagles, Eagles get the dub. Look, I'm just gonna say it right now. The Eagles defense is back. You were complaining about pressure and edge defenders. You got it. You got a pass rush now. And this is 2 weeks in a row that they have absolutely obliterated two offenses 2 weeks in a row. And these are good offenses. I wouldn't say the Packers are a great offense, but the Lions are great offense. And
I'd agree.
they made Jared Goff look like absolute shell of himself tonight. Jalen Phillips is looking like the steal of the trade deadline. He looks absolutely amazing. Jordan Davis playing well. Quinyon Mitchell hasn't even gave up a touchdown all year. He's strapped down Amon St. Brown tonight. And I mean, completely erased them from the game. So the Eagles defense is back. Now, the Eagles offense, I'll let you handle that part. What do you think?
There are moments where it looks all right. I like how we're calling plays a little bit better. Part of me wants to say it's just dog crap, right? Still can't get AJ Brown the ball. One, I'm just gonna go over the Eagles' record with you. I mean, excuse me, the schedule with you, and just I'm gonna list off some of the defenses they've played: the Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Packers, the Lions, and I obviously admit left out a few defenses, but that's a tough slate, right? Like that's a tough slate.
Yeah.
I left out 3 matchups, guys. I left out the Giants twice and the Cowboys. So I think there is kind of something you could take away. Like, I don't think the Eagles have played a bad defense. Like, even the Giants, I'm like, I know they're hurt. They have good pass rushers, but obviously it needs to be better. You can't, AJ Brown was right. You can't just say, we won, it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. The Eagles started off 10-0 one year. Was it like 11-1? It wasn't fine. It wasn't a recipe sustainable for the playoffs. I don't think the Eagles can win a Super Bowl with their offense the way it is. It has to get better. That being said, what are the steps to doing that? I think the play calling is getting better, but slowly. But still, they seem out of rhythm. The pass protection today was solid to good. I feel like the Lions came out and really played well tonight on defense, like you said. Like I really want to just tip my hat to them. They stopped the tush push, the unstoppable play, which I didn't agree for him to go with it. But other than that one, there's talent. The Eagles today, I felt like they shot themselves in the foot. Like they'd have a big play, then like a holding, right? Like I thought the running game looked the best it has all year.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I think those comments with AJ Brown were obviously a problem. The owner got involved. Jeff Lurie, who ended up having to talk with him. And like from AJ Brown's perspective, I get as a whole, like you said, like the offense needs to get better. but I feel like they were pressing the issue a little bit too much tonight, trying to get him the ball. And yes, AJ Brown's an amazing player, but they also have two other all pros on offense that they can easily take over a game themselves, and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley. And I just felt like Devontae Smith got kind of outscripted tonight. And I think that was due to AJ Brown's comments. They were making an effort to get him the ball in big situations. It seemed like every big down that they had were going to AJ Brown forcefully.
They went to him on the third down, which was not a PI. That was the worst call of the game. I
Yeah,
thought the refs did a
BS.
pretty good job with this game.
Yeah,
That
and
was a really bad
terrible.
mistake.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
terrible
terrible
call. It
mistake.
sucked. I mean, what were the Lions going to really do on offense? But like you said, I mean, you don't want the game to end like that. But look,
Yeah.
the offense does needs to get better. I feel like the play calls were there tonight to a certain degree. There was a play where Jalen Hurts missed Saquon Barkley on a touchdown on a wheel route that was just
Yeah.
wide
Tough
open.
throw.
He
Yeah.
just missed
Tough
them.
throw.
And
Yeah.
I feel like they need to get Jalen Hurts' legs involved, because I feel like that was the best that the offense did look at times when he was running the ball.
Do you remember that one RPO the Eagles did, like the out route to Goddard? That was 10. Why is
Where
there
is
not
that?
more of that?
Yeah.
Why is there not more of that?
And I feel
Like,
like
I'm
that
not saying it's
unlocks.
gotta be, yeah, exactly. It unlocks everything. It
Yeah.
just kinda eases up because the Lions today had 2 safeties back. They were like, "You're not gonna be able to throw the ball deep on us. We're gonna let our front control the game." I thought the front did a really good job for the Lions. Like, Saquon Barkley, there were some good runs he had that were called back due to penalties, but I thought, like, the Lions' front 7 kinda kicked butt. I think
Yeah.
both defenses dominated this game,
Yeah.
like, truly.
And I want to say this one last thing about the Eagles offense. One of the big differences that I've noticed from this year to last year is they were running a lot of read options with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. That is just not the case this year. And I feel like that's a big part of the offense that's just missing of the run
Yeah.
game. That's why we're not seeing the big Saquon runs, because it's a lot of counters, inside zones, like you said, like basic runs where there's no threat of Jalen running the ball. And hey, maybe they don't want to get him hurt, because you know how Jalen is. Jalen gets banged up almost every single year, it seems like. So they want to keep him healthy. But I hope when the playoffs come around, or these big games come around, that they start running the ball with Jalen, because I feel like that's going to unlock this offense to its full potential. I feel like they play it to where he's in a pocket quarterback, and he's just simply not that. They
Yeah.
need to add
No,
that
I
other
agree.
dynamic to him.
I totally agree. It's an extension of that is those RPO plays we talked about, where it's just a little bubble pop or a little get the tight end in the flat, just move the chain, some easy completions. The Eagles are not like a quarterback friendly system. Like, I know we have good playmakers, but just because you have 2 good receivers doesn't mean you're in a quarterback friendly system. A lot of the times it's like run the ball, get into second and long, third and long, and it's like, well, that's the toughest place to play for a quarterback. I didn't get to ask you about this. Are you worried if you're a Lions fan? Like, this is what kind of worries me about Jared Goff. And obviously, the O line for the Lions today did not play up to the standard we've seen them play. But when it's an outdoor game, it's the NFC East, it's Philadelphia, it's cold. Do you trust Jared Goff to go in there in January and win a game, or February?
Yeah, no, I simply don't. That's always been the Lions like kryptonite. It's you got to get to Goff, make Goff uncomfortable. And granted, the Eagles, the that was a hell of a performance on defense. And
Zach Bond played a huge game. Like, N'Kobe Dean, like, he blew up David Montgomery a couple times, like, when he was trying to, like, pick him up as a blitzer.
yeah,
I I feel like if you're a Lions fan and you watch today, you're like a little like, but I feel like you should take a pat yourself on the back with just Jahmyr Gibbs, just to like, he was their offense today.
he was
And
everything.
Jameson Williams had one big play,
Yeah.
but Jahmyr Gibbs was kind of keeping them afloat.
Yeah.
It just shows how special of a player he is.
And honestly, I feel like Dan Campbell is a how can I best explain this? He's an angry fan calling plays. Like I feel like
It's a good one.
like his play calls, the creativeness is there. I'm not saying they're bad like play designs. I'm saying the rhythm and flow of the game was very like give the ball to Gibbs, give the ball to Gibbs. Very like, hey, this is working. And then even like the fourth down calls, like don't care. 0-5 tonight on fourth down.
See, that's the one thing I would be really mad about with him. It's like this was a defensive game. Like
Right.
5 field goals wins this game almost. Like the
Yeah.
Eagles scored 16 points. And you kind of and what, 3 of those points were a gift because Goff's pass got deflected?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's where Dan Campbell, I mean, he cost them an NFC championship game with the over aggressiveness.
Yeah. And
I think that's
I
where
feel
he's got
like
to look
it's
himself in the mirror.
we said this. I'm pretty sure we said this after the playoff game, but it's a double-edged sword with the Lions with Dan Campbell. It's great when it works, but when it doesn't, it's like, man, it really does hurt them.
So, what would you feel if I said, well, that's what he is? Like, this is what we do. We go for it. But my argument would be like, well, sometimes the game calls for that. This game did not call for that. This game called for field goals.
Yeah.
The Lions defense was really good too.
Yeah. I feel like there was a rhythm, and you see your quarterback getting messed up,
Teed
right?
off on.
Teed
Yeah,
off
teed
on.
off on.
Like to me, I feel like a really good offensive coordinator, or Ben Johnson, should I say, I feel like he switches up the game plan. I feel like he's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't run these play action plays or plays where it's long developing. Let's get the ball out of our hands. Let's not let our quarterback get just effed up back there
They
every play.
they did one thing I was a little surprised by. They were really content with trying to run at the Eagles, like in
Yeah.
the interior of the line, which I don't agree with. All the success against the Eagles has been on outside zones and kind of stretches or little wide zone runs. They ran up the gut a lot and they got sent back a lot.
Yeah. And it's
And
the
you have
worst that
Jahmyr Gibbs.
yeah, I know. And Jahmyr Gibbs is running through the tackles and shit. It's kind of wild. That's the worst game that I've seen Penei Sewell ever play. On a side note,
Yep.
their offensive line has been struggling all year. That's not a news flash, but it really showed up tonight against the Eagles.
Especially
And
the guards.
and all of a sudden, the fucking Bears are in first place, Max.
I know. I know. We really got to talk about it. The
Let's do
Packers
it.
didn't put on a good showing today. The Vikings.
So
Oh my
I
gosh.
come out of this today of Sunday, and I look at the NFC North, and the Bears are on top of the NFC North. And it's like, who do you trust? Do you trust the Lions with Dan Campbell's play calling and them just being inconsistent all year? Do you trust the Packers? The Packers are like struggling with the Giants. You
Yeah,
know,
went down to the wire today with Jameis Winston. calling
Josh
the
Jacobs
shots.
is hurt. So they're dealing with injuries. Tucker Kraft is gone for the season already.
Jordan Love got hurt. We want to just add
Jordan
that.
Love got banged up. The Vikings are absolutely terrible. JJ McCarthy is terrible. He is arguably.
Did you not think they were going to win that game though?
I
Like,
know,
they were
it's
gonna
crazy.
win that
It's
game.
crazy.
I know.
But like that's how crazy it is, because we look at the Bears and it's like they just keep winning. How are we supposed to take this, Max? Like Caleb Williams did not throw a touchdown today. The offense was moving the ball between the 20 and the other 20. Once they got to the red zone, they couldn't do anything. They could not score. But they're at top of the division right now.
I know. It doesn't
Explain.
make sense.
What's your thoughts?
I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big believer in the Bears. I mean, how can you be? Like, we're on this podcast, we're like a big fan of like how it looks. Doesn't look good. I mean, that being said, this team hasn't looked. No team in this division has really looked good for a prolonged stretch of time. Like, we've had glimpses of Minnesota. We had the first 2 weeks of the season for Green Bay. We've had the last 3 weeks for the Bears. Let's be real. The last 3 weeks, could they not have lost every game? Should they not have? They should have lost to the Bengals. The Giants had them on the ropes.
They should have lost to the Raiders.
Ropes today. Yeah. The Raiders had them on the ropes. The Commanders.
Yes. Every single team had them on the ropes, Max. And I'm just going to say this. they have a feel of a little bit watered down version of the Commanders. Don't you
from
feel that
last year,
way?
no?
Yeah,
Like last
of
year
yeah,
Commanders? Yeah.
last year Commanders.
It's like every week it's a little different, which doesn't make sense, right? It's like it's never just like we air it out. It's like last week was like special teams. The week before that was like the defense. Their defense isn't that great, in my opinion. Like they get yards, but they get turnovers. They get Kevin Byard's leading the league in picks at age like 40, whatever the hell, however old he is. I just think they're playing. They got Ben Johnson got the belief in them. I have to say. But here's my thing. Do you think he's like doing such a great job with the offense? No, he's not, right? The offense isn't humming.
I would say
Not
this.
it's not just dominant like we kind of
No,
expected
no,
it
no,
to
no,
be.
no. It's
Like
definitely
if
not
I told
dominant.
you at the start of the season Bears are 7-3, you're like, oh, Caleb Williams might be MVP.
Right, right. But one thing that they do have, they can run the hell out of the ball. They got something going with that too. They got a little mini version of Monty and Gibbs, very
Yeah.
watered down version. But they have the two-headed monster. They got two really good running backs that are running the ball efficiently. And when like I said, they can move the ball. It's not like they're like
Like
Cleveland.
anemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not Cleveland where they just can't move the ball at all. They can move the ball. It's just sometimes they get stagnant once they get into the red zone. But I say this, um, until they lose, I mean, we got to take it with a grain of salt, but
Can't
we
you see them going into Pittsburgh next week and just laying an egg?
absolutely. And their schedule gets harder. They got some
Yeah.
big matchups. They got Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay again, San Francisco, and then they end the year with Detroit. So it's not going to be an easy slate. It's not like they play the Jets or the Giants or the Bengals, like some bad defenses. These all these teams that they're going to be playing, besides the Steelers, really have some pretty good defenses. And so it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test for these Bears. But look, I'm happy for Ben Johnson. I'm happy for Caleb. They're winning games. And last year it seemed like they found ways to lose games. And
Yeah.
they got a little mojo going. And it just happens like all phases of the game. It feels like somebody is making a play. It's not all on the shoulders of Ben Johnson. It's not all on the shoulders of Caleb Williams. It's like Nashawn Wright making amazing
Yeah.
pick plays in the end zone. Like that's great plays. And then you got Duvernay with the kickoff return to put
Yeah.
them in field goal range. Like those are huge plays. Those are all aspects of football that you need to win games like this. And they got the recipe for it. Now, on the other
Absolutely.
end, we got to talk about Minnesota, bro.
I think they're the exact opposite of what you just said. They are finding a way to lose the game every week. Obviously, the main culprit is JJ McCarthy. His play is so sporadic. He's making mistakes in the red zone. He just can't get into the groove of things. Part of me wants to say, hey, guys, it's his fifth game in the NFL, sixth game, right? But it can't be money more than, what, his third game, fourth game? How many games is it?
Uh, man,
He
I wanna
played
say
one to
it's
start the year. Yeah, it's fourth or fifth game. It's not that many games, right?
yeah.
So there's obviously going to be growing pains. But that time, it's just even worse because you're a second year quarterback. We know how good this roster is. Dude, one, if the Vikings went on a run, would it surprise you? Not at all. I don't think you would surprise you.
It wouldn't surprise me, but man, does it look bad? It
It
looks
does,
bad.
yeah.
And but look, here's the thing though. It's not like he's looking confused out there. It's not like he's taking bad sacks. He's just simply missing.
Yeah.
He's just
The
missing
ball-
guys.
The ball
Straight
gets
up.
away from him.
Yeah.
That interception you said to Nashawn Wright, he had him open.
Right.
He had him open.
Yeah.
Just bad throw.
But I can't count the amount of times he had Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson open, and he just simply misses them. And
Especially over the middle of the field. I just want to add that point. When it's like a 20-yard dig, 15-yard dig. I mean, the one thing I'll say is he throws the ball really hot. That ball is hot all the time.
no
It's
kind
like
of
all
touch.
That's what maybe the issue could be, in my opinion. And I
And-
like JJ McCarthy coming out. So did you.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
and-
you didn't love him. But we both saw like a recipe, especially when we went to the Vikings. We're like, oh, we could see how this could work.
Yeah. And my thing is, you hit it right on the nose where it throws off everything in the offense. Like it just looks uncomfortable because I want to compare it to 2K with us, with a fellow teammate of us. But everything, like he winds up having bad throws, right? And you're expecting these bad throws and it just keeps on happening. And then when you actually get the opportunity to have a good throw, they drop the ball. Right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I felt like
you
that was happening
yeah.
so much to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison today. Balls that they expect to catch. And it was like, oh my God, I got an accurate ball. But I feel so out of rhythm and I feel so uncomfortable that I'm just missing plays that I usually make all the damn time. And it's hard. It's
It's a
really
good
hard.
analogy. I really like that one. Really like
But
that
that's
one.
how we feel in 2K with Joey. Like
Yeah.
Joey makes bad plays and it just throws everything off every single time. But it's not looking good for the Vikings. I'm gonna look up their schedule. I'm just curious to see what their
I
next few
got it right
games.
here. I got it right here. They got the Packers next week. That game is going to be really interesting. That's a must win. Then they got the Seahawks, the Commanders, the
Oh
Cowboys,
man.
Giants, Lions, Packers. Lions and Packers to close out the year. Hey, but right now it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You're out of it. You need those games. You need to
Yep.
win these games. I will say this one thing for Vikings fan. I bet they felt pretty good today after watching Sam Darnold's performance.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, see, what happened?
Right. So let's go to that game. Let's go to the I wouldn't say the game of the week, but the game of the week before we knew everything that went down in week 11. And it delivered. It was a really entertaining game if you like defense. I thought there were some amazing defensive plays in this game. And I come back to this. Me and Max were talking before the pod, and you know how we are on this pod. He's a big Seahawks guy. You know, he likes the Rams to win the division, but he feels like the Seahawks are right there with him. And he asked
They
me,
are. They are.
are they with them? I
They
would just
are.
say this.
They are.
I
He threw
wouldn't
4
be
picks and they lost by 2 points one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though the next time that they play, the Rams are gonna dominate them. I felt like the Rams had some really missed opportunities with Devontae dropping some balls uncharacteristically today. Some weird penalties. I didn't think Matthew Stafford played like a bad game. I felt like Matthew Stafford was just fine. He was throwing the ball really good. They were running the ball really efficiently. I just felt like Sam Darnold, they will get down the field and
Man, the Rams got the blueprint for Sam Darnold. That's 2 now. I don't think he threw 4 picks in the Vikings game. I know he got sacked like 18 times. Dude, Sam Darnold must hate seeing the Rams. He's like, dude, I can't. I
I mean,
can't
I'm
get
just
away
gonna
from these
say it.
guys.
I know they lost by 2, and like, yeah, the game score said it. This is what we said about Sam Darnold last year, and this is what I was scared of all year last year. This is why I was like, I don't trust the Vikings. I don't. They're 14-2. How can you not trust them? They win, and I'm just like, I just can't though. And this is why, because he is just one of those quarterbacks, kind of like a Jared Goff, where when it's messy around him, he folds. And it just looks
The
bad.
Seahawks offensive line got really exposed today. Really, especially the guards. I don't know.
I mean, some of them there was pressure, obviously, and he threw some
Yeah.
bad ball. But like the first one, I was like, oh, they're in for a long day. Like I thought it was gonna be a blowout. When I seen him backpedal, that was like I'm seeing
Yeah.
ghosts Sam Darnold version right there.
Yeah, that was like I'm panicky, like Jimmy G. Like I panic, I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw a scary ball, and bad stuff's gonna happen. The only thing I would say is if you're a Seattle fan, you're saying, "Yo, we barely lost. We had a chance to win this game." I know a 61-yard field goal isn't sustainable unless you have Brandon Aubrey, but we threw 4 picks. We lost by 2. The Seahawks are in the league of the Rams, in my opinion. It's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna come down to that game in Seattle, I think. Do I still think the Rams will win it? Yes, I do. But I just want to disagree with one. The Seahawks are a problem for the Rams. They cannot be taken lightly. That would be my.
They
that would be my
definitely can't
argument.
be taken lightly. I think highly of the Rams. I think they're a really good team. I think their defense really showed out today. I thought a lot of the talk was coming into this game was about Seattle's defense, and they got more of the big names. But I think like Kitchens came out today,
Landman,
made
the
plays.
landman.
Landman out there laying landmines on people, man. Forbes, Emmanuel Forbes, what the hell happened, bro? Like, he's good. Like, he is solid now. Made a great play on the ball to save a touchdown against Rashid Shaheed in the end zone. Like, eh,
Yeah,
I love the
dude.
Rams defense, man. I think they're
The,
really impressive to watch. Jared Verse and that front is very good. But hey, I just want to say this about the Seahawks. I know that I said it was a 70% that I would take the Rams. I still think the Rams are really good. I see the Rams winning the Super Bowl this year. That's how highly I think of them. But I would say this, their defense is very legit, and they do have a chance to beat this Rams team going forward. There's something not to take lightly. It just scares me with Sam Darnold. That's all it is. It's just Sam Darnold scares me. Their run game kind of is weird at times. They like to run Charbonnet and Kenny Walker. Like, you don't know which one you're gonna get. And then really, their offense just depends on JSN. That's another thing that scares me. It's like JSN
they
or bust.
they got to find ways to work in Cooper Cup and Rashid Shaheed. I will say this one. You said earlier today, today's podcast, this was a day of defenses.
Yeah.
A lot of these games, this felt like a playoff game. I'm sorry,
Yes.
it really did.
Yeah.
The crowd energy, like the Eagles game felt like that. The Bucks game today, and the Rams play the Bucks next week.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one.
Mhm.
The Bills and Bucks, that felt like a playoff game too. And I mean, Josh Allen went nuclear. I don't know how you scheme up for that.
I mean,
I don't know if you want to go there.
yeah, let's
but
go
we
there,
can.
and then we'll go to Chiefs and Broncos after. But yeah, Josh Allen today goes, video game mode. 6 touchdowns total, 3 on the ground, 3 passing. They got past the Sean Tucker game for the Bucks, and
I felt great about Sean Tucker. By the way, I'm so happy. I'm
But,
sorry. Okay, they win this game. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you really feel that great if you're the Bucks? You're like, how is Sean Tucker have 150 yards of offense today? Right? Like this is the problem with the Bills one. I've been saying it. This is not going to work in the playoffs unless he goes to the Joe Flacco shadow realm where I'm going to get so freaking locked in, which I mean, he could, but is this a sustainable thing one for the Bills? Like, you going to count on 6 touchdowns from Josh Allen on a weekly basis? Or what? What are we going to do?
Yeah, look,
I don't-
yeah, with the context to go with this game, you're looking at the big picture of things. They won the game, but I agree. Like, you can't bank on Josh Allen just single-handedly winning you the game. I felt like there was plays out there today where he took over, and it was just like, what can you do? What can you do against that? And the defense got some timely stops. Like, they were really good against the pass today against Baker. Baker got some good scrambles on them, but for the most part, the pass game was very much held in check. They didn't let anything go past them with the Tez Johnsons of the world, the Emeka Abukas. Like, their pass D was on it. But the run game, they let 202 yards total of rushing today from the Bucks. Like you said, that's not a winning recipe. You're not going to win a playoff game like that in December and January. So it scares me on that aspect. They're 7-3. They keep pace with the Patriots. It's going to come down to when they play the Pats. That's where the Bills season is going to be determined, because if they can somehow just flip the switch on defense, which I doubt they will, it's really it's going to be the tell of their season.
Week 15, 10 a.m. game. God, can we flex that to the last week of the season?
Man,
please. We don't need to see the Bills play the Jets in the last week of the season. Good win, Buffalo. I just want to say this: if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm not worried about the Bucks at all. The Bucks could lose to next week if it's a close game. I'm not worried about them at all. The Bucks are a tested team. They have been there before. They have a really good coaching staff. They have Baker. I'm not worried about the Bucks. You are very injured at the receiving core. Like, Baker Mayfield has made so much magic, and this is one of the reasons he was the MVP when we did the video, is the fact Tez Johnson's had to play this much, the fact Sterling Shepard's had to play this much, it's just not what you thought with the Bucks. Or Bucky Irving has gone for a big chunk of the year. And Todd Bowles will get this defense ironed out. I am not worried about the Bucks. I don't know how you feel. That's just how I feel.
Look, their schedule has been hard. They've been run through the gauntlet. They've played Philly, Seattle, Detroit, New England, Buffalo. Those are all playoff teams. Those are all playoff teams. And they've gone under 500. They've went 2-3 so far. And so they got one more test, really, and then that's when their schedule starts to get a lot
Oh
easier.
my God.
Yeah.
Arizona, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina twice, Miami.
They need to
If they
take
can come,
advantage.
if they win next week, they'll be 7-4. Even if they're 6-5, they could win out. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's going to be easy and they could drop a game, but I still think they're going to come out of this division.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the AFC West. Okay. The Chiefs today go down to the Broncos. And I just want to give kudos to the Broncos, man. You know how much I watch the Chiefs closely. And a lot of people love to say that, you know, the reign is over or we can beat them or we came so close, especially when you're a team like Denver. You're 8-2 going into this game. And the Chiefs are 5-4. And they still feel like a juggernaut, right? Because it's Patrick Mahomes and the boys. And for you to go out there and win this game and really like get that monkey off your back, it's huge. It's huge for a team like Denver. I don't care how it looked. I don't care how they won today. They got the job done. Last year, it stung. It stung. They outplayed them in almost every aspect. And until that last field goal happened, they lost the game. And today, that didn't happen. They executed. They got away with the dub. They're 9-2 going into the bye week, and they are running away with this division. With the Chargers losing today and handling business against Kansas City, who is in trouble of making the playoffs.
Yeah, would you bet on them making it?
I would bet on them making it just because they're the Chiefs, but they got to do it. They got to do it. They got to win. That's the thing. They simply got to win. And some of these losses that they had during the year where it's like, oh, they lost to Philly. Oh, they lost to the Chargers. You know, it was week 1. They had that weird game against Jacksonville. And then they lose to Buffalo and Denver back-to-back. Max, they play the Colts next week.
Yeah, no, that could be 5-6. Easy peasy. Colts are coming off a bye week, I believe, too, right? They're not playing this week.
And they still got to play the Chargers and the Broncos one more time.
Yeah, see, this to me was the first nail in the coffin for the Chiefs. And I think this is a team like the Patriots from years past where it's really not dead till it's dead. Like, I won't believe they're eliminated till I see the NFL saying they are officially eliminated, if that makes sense, right?
Yes.
I want to say this team isn't that different than last year's Chiefs. And people are going to say, well, what's the difference? They had a lot of breaks last year. They had a lot of one-score games. And we've seen with teams past, I can't remember one. There was a team a few years ago that was like 8-1 in really close games.
Vikings.
So thank you. That was Sam Darnold, or was that was Kirk Cousins?
That was Kirk.
That was the year with Kirk Cousins. Yeah. And the next year it fell off because you don't get those breaks. You don't get that play made. And this is what's happening to the Chiefs. They lost another one-score game. The Chiefs so far, they've lost in one-score games to the Chargers, the Eagles, the Jaguars, the Bills, and today that's 5. Last year they won all those games, and now they're 9-1 instead of 5-5. So, yeah, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble.
And on the Broncos side of things, look, like I said, it didn't look pretty. It didn't look, fantastic out there on offense. Did Bo Nix have some moments? Yes, but when it comes down to the fourth quarter, this team is not learning. They know how to execute, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. Great way to go into the bye week. Really good way to go into your bye week 1.
Yeah. So what do you think of the offense, Max? Because I know you had some criticism. I want to see your thoughts. I don't expect you to eat crow, by the way. I'm not.
I'm not trying to yet. I just think it's a step in the right direction. Same thing with the Eagles. It's getting better. I would say this one in the offseason they need to address. They need to add another pass catcher to this group. RJ Harvey today, 30 rushing yards. Hey, you're going against the Chiefs. It's tough sledding. It was a tough defense. It felt like a playoff game.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs knew how desperate they were. You know what I mean? The Chiefs were like, we got to win this game. And they pulled out all the stops. But I mean, we got to consider this. There's still no Patrick Surtain. He'll be back soon. From the Broncos, are like A plus. You're in a great position. You're 9-2. You're gonna have the nut hold over the division. They play the Washington Commanders next, and then the Raiders. Tough sledding.
Yeah,
But they can get it done.
The Broncos are looking really good, and honestly, I didn't expect it to look like this. I was really high on the Broncos going into the year, but I really did think it was going to look a lot different than how it's looked all season. I thought that they were going to be a little bit more high powered on offense. Bo Nix was going to look a lot more sharp. RJ Harvey was going to be a lot more involved into the offense, but they're getting the job done, and that's all you can ask for.
Harvey will be moving forward because we know Dobbins is going to be
Right.
banged up. He's out for the year, I think.
Yeah,
which sucks, but
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's stick in the AFC West. Go to the Chargers and the Jags. If I was a Charger fan, I would have said that this is a trap game, and this felt a little weird going into it. We were doing our pick'ems. I would have been like, something smells fishy here. With the Chargers. So they come out and they get waxed. And honestly, I feel like they got physically out, like, manhandled today in the run game specifically. Tutin and Travis Etienne were running dudes over in the run game. Tutin averaged almost 5 yards a carry. Travis Etienne right behind him with 3.8, basically almost 4 yards a carry. They were running the ball down this Jim Harbaugh defense throat. And I was happy about it because I'm a Charger hater. But if I'm looking at it from the Chargers standpoint, man, it was just like when it rains, it pours. And this is just how it goes, man. I was saying this about the Chargers like 2 weeks ago. You can't afford to miss your two tackles. I kind of felt like they were going to have a game like this sooner or later, where the wheels just fall off. You just can't. Their offensive line is too bad. The Jaguars defense, shout out to Josh Hines-Allen, had an amazing game today. Like, they were just teeing off on the Chargers quarterback.
You talked about how they gashed the Chargers. Well, just on the other side, the Chargers couldn't run the ball at all. The Chargers are going into their bye week. And look, 7-4 to me is impressive for the Chargers with what they've had to deal with injury-wise. No starting tackles for a majority of the year. Banged up offensive line. Losing Quentin Johnson. You're down to your third string running back? Guy off the street? It's just a lot. And I don't think there's a team that could use the bye week more. Maybe they can get some help back. Look, they're 7-4. They play the Raiders, the Eagles, the Chiefs, Dallas, Houston, Denver. I think they could still slink into the playoffs. They're 7-4. They've done the good job of winning some winnable games. So, I mean, I don't think it's Super Bowl. They're too hurt, but they're still in a good position. I mean, for what they've had to deal with. I know you're a hater, but yeah.
I'm just going to say this.
It was a trap game. It made you not trust the Chargers. I agree.
I mean, I just felt like all the injuries are just piling up for them. And if I'm a Charger fan, like, I'm just happy with what I get, really, because I just don't think they're going to be able to compete with these other teams that are in playoff contention, like these real teams. You need to be able to protect your quarterback, and it's going to be reminiscent of the old Charger teams where they just couldn't protect Herbert. Herbert was just doing everything. Herbert's going to have to be Superman for this team to win, and that's what he was doing before this against the Steelers. Like, it was the Justin Herbert show. They struggled against the Titans. They only won by 7 points against that Titans team. It was Justin Herbert that was making the big plays. So it's like, if Herbert is not on his game, they're toast. They're done.
Correct.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd want to add to this equation for the Chargers. Yes, they're injured. Correct. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, we obviously know that. Jim Harbaugh does not want to play that style of football. He does not want to air it out all the time. No. He wants to be the team that what Jacksonville did to them. That's what he wants to do to everyone. He
Right.
wants to just run you over, pass the ball like effectively and efficiently, and just gash you with runs. They don't have the tackles or running backs to do that right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. I want to go to Shador Sanders. Officially got some playing time today in one of the worst situations that I've seen.
Somehow Baltimore lives.
Somehow Baltimore lives. This is what, 4 straight for them. They're 5-5 after
I
starting
know.
1-4.
Insane.
Cleveland goes 2-8. Look, I'm just gonna say this: Cleveland should have won this game. They played so good on defense. Myles Garrett is having a career year. It just sucks. It absolutely sucks, man, that he is wasting a career year on the Cleveland Browns. It sucks because
What do you have, 4 sacks today?
he had 4 sacks. I think he's the first
What's
player
his
ever.
total?
I think he has 16 this year. 16.
He has 16
Yes, he has 16 sacks.
in 10 games?
Yes, in 10 games. So
15. 15.
15
Jesus
sacks. But he is the
Christ.
first player ever to start off like, I think it's 6 straight seasons or 7 straight with 10 plus sacks. So Myles Garrett is a Hall of Famer. That's all to be said.
He's got 10 over the last 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. But look, Baltimore doesn't look good. I'm just gonna say that they pulled this one out of their ass. Mark Andrews did a fake tush push, freaking crazy play. Like, kudos to them, but Cleveland should have won this game. And if they would have just had any type of plays on offense from their quarterbacks, whether it was Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders, they had a chance to steal this one from the Ravens. And I want to skip to the Shador Sanders part. So he comes in.
Yeah, let's have a conversation.
I mean, look, Shador just didn't.
Deer in headlights.
He looked like a deer in the headlights. He did not look good.
First of all, tough thing to come in off after as a rookie. First game time is like in relief, and when you're in the thick of it, you're playing Baltimore, who is one of the most complex defenses you like in the NFL. I want to say one thing: he played bad.
Yeah,
their offensive line did not help him. They are a really bad offense. I mean, they are hurt too on the offensive line. Once he came in, Baltimore was like, "Oh, you cannot run the ball anymore. You're done. You're done running the ball."
Yeah.
They couldn't run the ball. They just kept blitzing. He delivered a couple of solid passes, but I'm sorry, like 4 for 16, it was really rough. I'll give him a little credit. They were down by a touchdown. He took them down there. He threw a really catchable ball. The receiver kind of got it ripped out of his hands by Chidobe Awuzie. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do next week. I'm not sure who they play. Let me look it up really quick. They play the Raiders.
Can't wait for that.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. So look, if
this doesn't
Dylan
have,
Gabriel's
like,
healthy,
the
they're gonna play
Vikings.
Dylan Gabriel. Shador
Yeah.
Sanders. This is my thing. How do you not give this guy at least 1 rep with the first team offense? I don't want to stand up here and like give the guy excuses and be like, "Oh, you're just making excuses for Shador. He played like shit." Yes,
He
I
did.
understand. He played
He did,
terrible. Okay? He played absolutely terrible. But the fact that we're going to judge a guy based off a game where the script is not based off his game. They're still playing off the script of Dylan Gabriel being the starting quarterback. That's number 1. Number 2, the guy hasn't had a single rep at all since preseason. And third of all, he hasn't had a single rep with the first team offense all year. Not even preseason, not even training camp. This guy hasn't had a single snap with the first team offense. And you expect him to go in there and have a game-winning drive? I know everyone wants to have a Baker story, but that is extremely hard to do if you're a rookie quarterback. And so, do I hope he plays next week because Dylan Gabriel can't go because that's the only way he's going to get in? I do. And I hope I get to judge him off a full game with a full prep for the full week and having some actual reps with the first team. And we can actually give him a really good judgment off 1 game. I hope so. But
Just want to add something. The lone touchdown they scored today was on defense, and that was when Dylan Gabriel was still in the game.
yeah,
Just to read off one of the scoring plays off of Dylan Gabriel. They literally got the ball for turnover and didn't move it and got a field goal. So
yeah,
their defense today was producing more than their offense. And let's not be stupid, guys. I'm not saying he played well either. He obviously played bad. This offense has been bad through 9 weeks without Shedeur Sanders touching the field. They've been really bad.
yeah.
It's not like Dylan Gabriel was lighting the world on fire. It's really not like that.
I mean, look,
I will say this. The sacks are really tough because he just makes a sack is already bad, and then Shadeur's like, let me add on 10 yards.
And you really did see the zip on the ball really lacking today. There were some throws where I'm just like, man, that shit is just not zipping out your hand, bro. And he had a couple throws where he was rolling out the pocket. Like, there was a pass that he literally hit Kyle Hamilton in his chest.
Oh, yeah, that was really bad. And it's Kyle Hamilton, so I want to say this. If he plays next week, I bet my house on the Browns. I bet my house. This is when the Raiders love to let a team win.
Oh, yeah.
No, because what will happen if y'all win this week and he plays next week? Guaranteed lock of the week, soul pick of the week. Browns.
I hate to say it, but you're right.
You know that story. You're
bro,
like,
I know.
Jeff
Tyson Bagent. I mean, Jeff Saturday. The list goes on. So
the Raiders love to have notable games.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Okay, let's move on. Let's rapid fire some of these other games.
Okay, please.
Bengals and Steelers. I want to cut to this. Aaron Rodgers is hurt. He hurt his hand. We'll see where
slight break.
Yeah, slight wrist. Break. So they're 6-4. The Bengals are done, right? They're dead.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase
spit on Jalen Ramsey.
He's gonna get suspended. He's not gonna play next game. I doubt he gets to play next game. He got caught in 4K. Plus, he lied about it after the game.
Yeah, tough look, buddy.
Yeah,
you can't lie.
They
got cameras everywhere.
He was so confident in it too.
That's like what Dak Prescott said. I didn't spit. Yeah, you did. You did spit. You didn't spit on him.
Deny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the Bengals are done. The Steelers are nothing special. Their defense. I mean, it's just.
Don't worry. Next week they'll have 4 turnovers and people will be back on the hype.
Right.
TJ Watt will have a strip sack.
Yeah. I don't trust the Steelers, man. Let's move on. Let's go to the 49ers and Cardinals. Hey, the Niners win. Brock Purdy played well today. Christian McCaffrey continues to be the offense. I kind of want to have a conversation about Christian McCaffrey more than the Niners. The Niners. They're not going to do nothing special, but they're going to beat teams like this, like Arizona, who are, man down or man's down for their team.
Yeah, men's
down. Yeah. So, look, kill all the Niner talk. The Niners.
Okay, so what's the conversation? Let's go. Rapid fire it.
Bro, is this the time where we can say that Christian McCaffrey is like a top 5 running back and a top 10 receiver in the league? I mean, bro, have you seen what he's been doing in the receiving game this year? He's top 10 in every single receiving category.
I know. And Mac Jones made him look really good. Never looked that good before. I mean,
it's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, he's having a tremendous year. It's just unfortunate it's going to be wasted for no reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Unfortunate.
Anything on
do you think the Cardinals? You think the Cardinals need to fire Jonathan Gannon, or?
I don't feel like.
I feel like they played hard today. They just kept making mistakes.
I mean, Jacoby Brissett set the completion record.
47. Clap it up.
Oh man, they have so many injuries. I mean,
yeah,
it's bad.
And they have. Bad. I mean, even if Kyler played this game, I feel like they still get blown out.
Yeah,
bad.
100%. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go to Texans and Titans. Man, I wanted the Titans to win this game. They just could not pull it out.
Why?
Just because
for the draft.
I feel sorry for Cam Ward, man. Cam Ward made an amazing throw today.
And it didn't get caught.
What? You said what?
Did it get caught?
Yeah, it got caught.
Oh wow, that's surprising. I didn't watch a second of this game. I don't intend to.
No, I watched a good amount of the fourth quarter just because it got close, so I put it on one of the screens. But look, Houston, they're 5-5, they're alive, okay, and
Yeah,
they
CJ
won.
Stroud's back next week. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Houston. Looking at their schedule, they got Buffalo coming up on Thursday Night Football, so short turnaround for them. Colts, Chiefs, Cardinals, Raiders,
Jesus.
Chargers. Colts again.
That's tough sledding.
Yeah, so they're gonna get tested, but that defense is absolutely amazing. They kept them in that game. If the Titans had any offense, the Titans could have won that freaking game, bro. Let's talk about Packers and Giants. Anything on them?
Let me handle this really quick. Packers and Giants. Jameis Winston threw a pick to end the game. I bet you never heard that headline. Oh wait,
It was so
every
funny to
time.
watch him.
I know that one wasn't on him. Jalen Hyatt, my goat, didn't run the route.
He looked
You
so
suck.
good at times, and then it was just like, damn,
Yeah.
bro, you just got to make a bad play right after that, huh?
Yeah,
I'm following your path, though.
Dolphins.
I want to keep the
Yep.
game that you're having in mind. I want to talk about
Yeah,
that last.
the Commanders and Dolphins. You guys can both stay in Spain for all I fucking care. You guys suck.
Someone had a win.
Jets, Patriots, Jets. It's been really cool. You guys suck.
Yeah.
All right. Now, talk about the game you want to talk about. I've been waiting for you to bring it up so I can pat you on the back.
Yeah. Falcons, Panthers. Bryce Young is here to stay. Over 350 yards passing, my guy.
That's what you let off with?
No, look. If you guys didn't see our midweek video, I made one on the Atlanta Falcons. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Basically saying they need to fire Raheem Morris.
These fools are 3-7. Not 6-7, but 3-7. Dude, when are you going to... Bryce Young threw for 448 yards. You suck. Bye. He gets his walking papers Monday, bro. Monday. He's gone, right?
And I mean, he has to be. He has to be. Look, this performance is just unacceptable, man. And this was a must-win game. You need to beat the Panthers. You're at home. You need to get it done. And I don't care if Michael Penix got hurt. I can care less. I can care less that Drake London was banged up. Like, you can't let Bryce Young throw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns. You can't let that happen. And
they didn't even let a sack happen to Kirk or Michael Penix, and you lose this game. That's insane. They sacked Bryce Young 5 times.
Yeah.
How do you lose this game? Wait, because you're the Falcons. You stink of desperation. Get rid of your coach. Get rid of your lefty. No, Michael Penix is okay. He doesn't have to leave yet. But no, it's a joke. This is
I'm going to say this.
Loss. You were right.
This is the loss that breaks the team. 2 overtime losses in a row, and you lose like that. This breaks them. I think it breaks them.
I was genuinely so mad at you for not making this video last week because that's when we had talked about it. And I was like, you should have made it because they just choked. Yeah. It would have been so great. But guess what?
This one was better.
It just made it even better.
They delivered.
Even better. Yeah. Thank you, one, for procrastinating. I appreciate it. It really panned
out. Yeah, look, dude. They need to fire Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris is just not the guy for the job. Look, they got way too much talent on that defense. Like James Pierce.
3-7.
Like James Pierce had a game today. Like he was playing really good. Shout out to Kobe Bryant, a guy that I liked coming out of Kansas. He had an opportunity today. I felt like he was making some plays out there. Billy Bowman had a couple good plays on. Like they got players. That's the thing. They got guys.
They still have Xavier Watts. They have Jalen Watt. They have all these young guys, and it's like, dude, it's the coach. It's the defensive way you're calling it. Jeff Ulbrich and him can both get the hell out of town. Inexcusable loss, Atlanta. You deserve it.
Yeah, this cannot happen. And the Falcons are dead. They're done.
Yep, done.
Panthers, on the other hand,
who do they even play?
They're 6-5.
They play the Saints next week. They play the Saints, Jets, and Seahawks. The Falcons. Yeah, dude. Bryce Young, give him the extension. Give him $500 million. I've seen enough.
No, I don't know about that. Are you trusting the Panthers though?
Hell no. Hell no.
I'm gonna say this. Look,
What?
the offense is
They
shaky.
found a little identity at least, or what? What do you
No,
mean?
I like their defense. I think their defense is pretty decent to borderline pretty good. I think they
They
found
play the
something.
49ers next week. You want to take that statement back?
No, I
and wait a
don't.
week to say
I don't. I feel like they're gonna put up a fight. They might lose the game, but I feel like they're
no
gonna put up a
one.
fight.
You know what's gonna happen. They're gonna get torched. You know.
Just because I'm believing in it.
Yeah, I
Is that
know.
why?
That's how they get you though. That's how
I
they get
know.
us. Like
I know.
they start like you're like, damn, they play pretty good.
Hey, they're
Then,
hitting
like
that
Christian
over though.
McCaffrey.
They're definitely hitting
Yeah.
the over. So I'm glad I
Maybe.
picked the over.
If they win next week, I really might start to believe. I really might.
Yeah. So shout out to
I
the
honestly
Panthers.
can't get over the fact that if I told you before the year who's going to be the worst team in the NFC South, it's Atlanta by a mile.
They're worse than New
sorry, it's still the
Orleans?
Saints.
There
It's
you
the Saints, but like if I told you the Saints and Falcons are fighting for the last spot, you'd be like, no way.
go. Right.
No, you're true.
Yeah. All right. So is that gonna do it? Anything else?
Lakers corner?
Lakers corner.
Lakers look good, really good. Bronny started a game.
I'm gonna
goat.
take my statement back. I judged them off one game when they lost to the Warriors.
Aiton?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
Look,
hater.
They're good. They're good. They're Luka centric.
No shit.
Yeah.
No.
Luka is the man. But they're gonna be good this year. They're gonna win at least a playoff series. I'll tell you that much.
I know.
At the very
I like
least.
that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. Lakers look good. The final piece to this is how are they gonna look when LeBron comes back? Because LeBron don't play no type of defense. Because they are playing some decent defense right now.
So yeah, we're gonna trade for AD. Get him back for like a second round pick in Aiton.
Jeez. If that happens, it's rigged. Officially.
I know. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Anything else, Max?
No, Juan. I'm glad you're feeling better. It was a great week of football. I don't know if we'll top this week in terms of games until the playoffs. It was a tremendous.
Next week's gonna be decent. I mean,
I know, but you don't know the outcome.
Right.
It's so sometimes on paper
they definitely every big matchup
delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't see a lot of that.
Right. Sometimes it's like, that was a dud. Like, especially in the afternoon slate, it's like, man, we don't got a single good game.
That's like when you want to show your friend UFC, and it's like the most boring fight ever, and you're like, oh, great.
How were the fights this weekend?
They were good until the Dagestani guy fought and just didn't do nothing besides wrestle. Loser. Congrats, champ. You ruined another generation of fans.
Is he the one that won?
Yeah, he beat the Australian guy.
Damn. That's rough.
I know.
Rough slate. Anyway, look, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like this video. Comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. We got a midweek video coming out. Stay tuned for that. I think we have a lot more clarity on who's who and what is what after this week. So we'll see how that goes for the midweek video that we have in mind. But Max, any last words before we let him go?
Just win, baby.
I hate you.
I'm rooting for you guys.
I hope we do. We might lose though.
Might?
We most likely will lose.
Probably. There you go.
CeeDee Lamb, I need him to score less than 26 points. And I'm scared shitless because he probably could.
You guys just clamped Denver. What could go wrong?
What can go wrong? Monday Night Football, Raiders and Cowboys. Index card.
It's in Vegas, right?
Yes, it's in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You got it.
All right, we got it. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Big dreams, everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold, both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy